knitting friends, welcome to episode 37 of the AdoreKnit Podcast. I'm your host, Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai and AdoreKnit Steph on Instagram. How have you been? It is a glorious sunny morning here. Both boys are on their computers. It's Tuesday. It's the last day of school for the week, so I can hear them both talking and their teachers, so there may be some background noise. You may have heard Zim, he's talking. He's always talking. I had a dream that he had Tourette's and that the lady we got him from knew he had Tourette's and had medication for him to help him be quiet, but didn't give us that. Anyways, it was a crazy dream. Because this cat does talk a lot. But it is a beautiful sunny day out there, even though it's only 37 degrees out, I think. But the sunshine and the fall, and I'm ready for Thanksgiving. It's the Tuesday before the 24th, and oh, hi, Zim. Yeah? Okay, you can be there. Yeah, so I thought I would sit down and record a little bit, catch you up on what's been going on with us. So there'll be some Zim visits, some knitting, a couple finished objects, a little tiny shop update, and a prize drawing for October. So I don't know if you've seen the notice on Instagram, but they have shut off the ability to sort hashtags. So it's only showing the top posts under a hashtag, and you can't sort it by date. So that definitely impacted my ability to do a prize drawing from the people that posted for the month of October. And what I'm talking about are the hashtag AdoreKnit. Post your pictures on Instagram, use that hashtag, and it's a prize drawing. It's that simple, okay? So just show us what you're knitting and your stitch markers and progress keepers that you're using on the knitting, and we'd love to see it. And it gets you a $10 gift certificate to the shop if you win. And the shop is AdoreKnit on Etsy. Okay, so it definitely made it more challenging. So I ended up going through as best I could down to what I assumed was the end of October. Or the beginning of October. I wanted to make sure everybody got in. So we usually get about 50 posts a month. So I included 105 posts in the drawing for this month. And unfortunately, I did the drawing, but I don't have, it's on you. So I'll include a little clip here of the wonderful lady who won. So congratulations, Pearman Alice. I think I got the spaces right, maybe. Hope so. Shoot me a PM either wherever you're watching this. You can put it on YouTube, or you can message me on Instagram or Ravelry, whatever's easiest for you, or over on the Etsy shop. I'll take it wherever you want to send me the message. I do want to tell you that I am wearing my Caramia cowl. That's by Sarah Jordan. I knit this last October as part of the pigskin party. Sarah, she has a design name, if I remember right. Maybe not. Maybe she just goes by Sarah Jordan. Oh, I feel like I'm getting distracted. See, this is why I don't podcast with a computer in front of me. Knitwit, I guess, is her username. Anyways, she's a sponsor again this year, and so if you're participating, this is a beautiful cowl. I loved it. This is Classic Elite Yarns Wool Bamboo, and I want to say it's a worsted weight. I knit it on size 7s, if that helps you, and it took about 182 yards. And I really like it. My coat, I realized this week, I went out for something, is this darker teal. Kittens. Kittens are so much fun. That's a a toy kitchen. I think it's a green pepper or a lime that he's now batting. You know, those plastic toy kitchen pieces. Anyways, so yeah, this teal matches my coat rather perfectly. So I wanted to tell you that. Let's start with my finished object. So I'm pretty sure you did not see these. These are my, what month is it? It would be October, Desert Vista Dyework socks. So these were knit, I think I had just finished one, right? And I needed to get going on the second one. Feels like forever ago since I podcasted. And I should also mention that the iTunes feed is crazy messed up and I need Steve to help me fix it, and he's had a huge project going on and I don't know, and we might just be walking away from iTunes because it's a headache and a half. So look for us on YouTube. What to tell you. So here they are. This is the, I've worn them. I hope they don't look too bad. Close Encounters colorway, and it's her Vizio base. I used US Zeros, 2mm needles. The pattern, I didn't write show notes, which is why I thought I could have the computer in front of me, is Stash Busters by Wendy Gow. She's Knitters Brewing Company. I think that's, yeah, Knitters Brewing Company. And I really love it. It is, I said Stash Busters, so it's intended for scrappy yarn. I didn't use a scrappy yarn. The stitch pattern is fun to do. I did end up making, instead of my normal 64 stitches, I went up to 72 stitches for the leg just to have them long enough, wide enough to get over my leg. The slip stitches naturally cause yarn to cinch in a little bit, but I mean a tube to cinch in. So yeah, I'm really pleased with them. Of course, they're fraternal because I'm me. I did some color management around the heel just to make sure it turned out the way I wanted, so you could see that I broke the yarn after my, well, I added in some orange to have extra wide increases here and gold, and then I continued up with that. And then when I got to the end of this bright blue color, I went back to my original ball and continued in the stripe sequence. So the navy was next. It would have been red if I hadn't changed it, and I couldn't have that. So these are fun. I really like them. I'm so pleased. So this is my 10th entry for the year, and my November ones are well on their way. So I'm excited to say I should be making my, there's a pile of fleece at the end of the table. It's like a pile this high of things that I need to take over to Mom's house. And of course, he has to sit on top of it, and it's all topply because it's not a steady base. Okay, so the next finished object I have. Okay, I worked on my first sock for the month for Desert Vista for November. And after I finished the first one, I was a little bit bored. It happens sometimes. Like, the color is not one that I'm particularly in love with, and it's one that I was using because it reminded me of Christmas. So halfway through, I know I use about 60% of a skein. I thought, I'm gonna knit a gnome. Oh, that reminds me, I signed up for the Gnome Advent. So this is by Sarah Sercha. She's Imagine Landscapes. She does tons of gnome designs. I decided to go with the Gnome is Where You Hang Your Hat pattern. I think it's pretty recent. I'm not sure. She produces a lot of gnome patterns. That's kind of her specialty. And she is doing an advent with a clue or a recipe or something else every day. So I'm excited for that. I joined in on that. I think it was $9 Canadian for the pattern for that advent. So we'll see. I'll let you know how it goes. But I knit a gnome. I know, in just a couple days. So gnome is where the hat is. No, gnome is where you hang your hat. So you're gonna see it in the sock, but I mixed two different Desert Vista colorways together to have enough yarn for this. I wanted it to have the Fair Isle look that the pattern has, but I also wanted to alternate I wanted to make sure there was enough contrast in the colors. So like the green and gray don't go very well opposite each other. They looks much better with green with white. So the second color I added in was the night colorway. I knit a pair of socks out of that last summer, I believe, and then I bought a second skein of it because I really like that colorway. So let's see what to tell you. The pattern calls for him to be knit on 2s or 3s, small, right, and fingering weight yarn. You start with a hat, and I just didn't like the gauge I was getting. I'm a loose knitter, I know I am. So since my zeros were free because I had just finished sock number 1, I decided to knit him with zeros. It's a really fun pattern. I super enjoyed knitting it. I did follow the instructions, and at about this point of hat and body knitting, I blocked it. I'm really glad I did that because the Fair Isle, it's still a little imperfect, but it was way more cinched in. So the X's and O's are kind of the trouble spot actually for me when I look at where my gauge is less than ideal. It's fine, it's a little Christmas gnome. He sits over by my sink on the upper shelf. Usually I have my 2 rainbow gnomes. I have one that's about this size and one that's a little guy that sit there. So he replaced them for the holidays. The beard, so fun to make. I would have made a million more of these. I was running low on the at the end of the skein here, so you can see I got some pink in it. So I've decided that he was eating something with ketchup on it, and so he got some in his pristine white beard, so it's not so white. I opted for 2 color arms. She has the choice to do single or double. What else did I do? Look at his little bottom, it's perfect. She calls for those plastic pellets. He's now, those plastic pellets to help him stand. He doesn't stand very well. I didn't put quite enough of them, but it's okay. He can kind of lean back on the wall, and he's still so adorable. So that is Gnome is where you hang your hat. And in total, he used 87 yards. So really, zip. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, you little birdie kitten. Arr. So, 87 yards, and he is not a toy. And I did do, I'd done this before, make a little skein, a little yarn ball of leftover fingering weight yarn to use as a form for his head. And it's great. It's perfect. I love that. And it's a good way to use up some scraps. So, that's my other finished object. Yay! I haven't entered him on the pigskin party. I don't think I've entered either one of them, but I've weighed them so I know what I need to put in there. So moving on to my works in progress. I don't know why, but I ordered a skein of Perfect. It's Regia, and you may recall that I have a hate relationship with Regia, but nobody else does the Perfect. Well, some of the indie dyers do, but I was I'm knitting a pair of indie dyed striped socks every month, and I just wanted to knit something different, something a little more toothy. I've noticed some of my gift knitting recipients aren't taking the greatest of care with the indie dyed yarn, and that's fine. I'll knit Opal and Knit Picks and Croy and other beautiful sock yarns that have a little more long-lasting life in them, that don't care if they get thrown in the washer and washed with your jeans, things like that. So I ordered a couple skeins of I ordered 1 skein of Perfect and then a second skein of Action, which is I ordered it with my mother-in-law in mind. It's totally her color palette, and I knit her a pair of socks last year, I think. I have to go look in the gift box. I can't remember if I gave them to her or if I knit them this year. And anyways, so if I haven't knit her a pair of socks, she's due. Either way. So I cast these on first, And why read anything? Why do any research? So, you cut the yellow string off and you start knitting. Well, I'm a toe-up knitter, and I didn't think about the fact that Arnie and Carlos are more traditional Scandinavian knitters, so it was probably intended to be center pull but cuff down. So sure enough, the first one, I get going, I'm not even done the toe, and it starts with the bright blue. Can you see it in the picture? It's supposed to be solid mauve, and then I thought it was a gray, but it's actually a beautiful blue speckled up the bottom of the foot and up the leg, and then the bright blue for the heel and the cuff. So I hit the bright blue, so I broke my yarn. Why can't I let things be? I have to color manage everything. And so I cast on from the outside of the sock and started knitting. Well, then as I was going up the second sock, I stopped at about this point, broke the yarn, because who needed all that maroon, that mauve toe? And if you look at the picture, it's way past the toe. It's like a good third of the foot. So I broke the yarn, started with the blue. So picture it like this, because that's about as much as I had. And I'm going with the blue, I'm happy. And at about 6 inches, it starts with the bright blue again, which is supposed to be part of the heel. So do I have enough to finish the heel? Should I take the mauve that was supposed to be in my toe and put it in the heel on the back half of the foot? What should I do? And so I kept going. I am doing just a broken stitch rib. So knit, purl, knit 2, purl 2 on one row, next row, straight knitting. So it is, who told me to do this? Or reminded me that this is much faster than regular knit purl ribbing. That's what that's called. Sweet Tea No Shade. I've been watching them. They make me smile. They bring me the biggest smile. They're my favorite podcast right now. Anyways, Scott. One of them knit a broken rib and said, you should knit a broken rib. It's faster. So I did. So then I said, no, okay, this isn't working. So I picked out one end, the part that was connected, picked it out, frogged back a little bit here, rejoined in the rest of the mauve, started my broken rib where I had finished my toe increases. But I like a really short toe just because the toe increases are done. That's not the length of my toes. Like this is probably the first, do toes have 3 knuckles? No. So this right here where the toe increases end is like the knuckle of my toe. Looking down at it visually, I'd like it to be a little longer. So I decided to start my patterning and just keep going with the mauve color. So now I'm at about, I have this much left, right? Before they thought I should start working the light blue. Do I keep going or do I switch? I think I've gotten to the point that I'm going to keep going, or maybe I'm not. I don't know. This was supposed to be a mindless color knit, and it's totally not that. And I'm having to think too hard about this. So I have not worked on it in a couple days. I worked on it on Saturday, I want to say, and it's Tuesday now. So I may just pick it up and see where the wind takes me. Like whatever I feel like when I pick it up is what I'm going to do, and not try and make any decisions about this. So I'm knitting on size 0s, as I often do, and I do appreciate the finished sock, the way it's looking, the fabric itself. They're hard sometimes. And I did end up breaking it off into the 2 skeins. And they're rolled so that like this is the toe part. And this was the start of the heel. I got through, no, I didn't get all the way through my heel increases before I decided to rip back, but got a ways. And see the little flecks? Isn't that pretty? And it's like this country blue, really pale blue. So pretty. We'll see what happens. I don't know, but I don't want these to end up in my UFO bin. So I'm gonna make a decision, and then I'm gonna knit them, and then I'm gonna gift them. That's the plan. Also, I mentioned it, now I will show you. My goal for this year had been to knit 4 pairs of Christmas socks, like socks, not stockings. One for each of the adults in my immediate family that I celebrate Christmas with, so that on Christmas Day we would have new socks. The boss told me she didn't need any new Christmas socks. She has plenty of socks, so fine. My dad has giant feet, so I kind of avoided casting on for him. And Steve, I don't know, Steve. So of course I knit for me first. No, I have a pair on the go for my mom that I started back in the spring of this year. And well, now she doesn't need Christmas socks, so I don't know. They're sitting there. They're another Regia too, and they're Christmas colorway. This is a DVD colorway that is not a Christmas colorway. It was one of my most recent purchases, and the pattern, I'm going to tell you, is the heel toe do-si-do pattern by Crazy Sock Lady. This is the second time I knit the pattern, and I think I was smarter about my leg stitch count this time. Nope, I didn't take any notes if I was. So I know that I normally do a 32 on the top of the foot, on the top and the bottom of the foot. I went up to a 36 count on the top of the foot for this, and ergo a 72 count up the leg instead of my normal 64, because this isn't a slip stitch, but it does have the knit 2 togethers. Slip stitch, you know, has that texture, and that's also another one that causes fabric to cinch in and be tighter than it would otherwise if it were just straight stockinette. So the colorway is Norwegian Sea, and your eyes are not deceiving you. This is like a cherry red, variegated gray color. It's beautiful, and then it's teal. It's not green, but it's my teal. You can see my curtains behind me. It's the color of my colors. It's my everything color, my favorite color. So, and then a natural color in between. I'm sorry for that cat. We love him, and it seems like he's been with us forever. He's totally a part of the family, but he talks a lot. My dad came over for a quick visit yesterday. We watched the new Mittens. I really liked it. He didn't like it as much as I did, but anyways, definitely a different type of superhero movie. I'll say that about it. And yeah, kind of dark. But Dad was here for, an hour, and was just like, oh my gosh, that cat is loud. Yeah, he talks a lot. So, back to the socks. So the first one's done. I feel like maybe these stripes are thinner. No, yes. The stripes are thinner because I'm using more stitches for each circumference. Yes. So normally it's like 15 stripes up the foot, and then another 12 up the leg. So at like 9, I start my ribbing, my 2x2 ribbing, and I had to do more than I normally would for this one. So it felt a little longer, but that's fine. Hi, T. What's up? You watching me? You want to come over? You gonna steal Zim and make him go be quiet with you somewhere?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It's pajama day. So he's wearing long johns.
It's not pajama day. It's pajama day for my brother.
You don't need a baby talk. It's pajama day for 4th graders, but not 1st graders. They have tomorrow off. And then it's the holiday for 2 days. So I will say that while Zim is a very talkative cat, he is a perfect fit for our family. He just goes limp. He doesn't care that the boys carry him around on his back or whatever. They pick him up, they kiss him, they love on him. He's fine with it. He has lots of toys, and they run around and play with him too. So I think that might be part of why he loves them. So here's my second one. I'm 2 rounds into my heel increases. I said this is the heel toe do-si-do pattern, but I did add in the Wendy Johnson heel that I love. And it doesn't say it on my pattern page, and I'm not going to look right now, but that's what it is. If you're curious what the Wendy Johnson pattern is, it's linked in, I will update this page, but it's linked in all of my socks, pretty much, unless it's an afterthought heel. So there's that. Something you've seen before. You want to take a guess as to what in progress pattern I worked on? I didn't work on the fingerless mitts, I'll tell you that. I did. I think this marker is telling me where you last saw it. That's what I'm gonna hope, because I don't remember. I did finish my first mitt. So this is some leftover DVD yarn in the Bond colorway, paired with some, with the Octopussy colorway? No, The Spy Who Loved Me. I haven't knit with Octopussy yet. When I was in high school, I kind of went on a James Bond binge and watched all of them. And while it does objectify women, I enjoy a good action movie. I just do. So I've seen all the Bonds at least once, if not 3 times. I'm looking for this pattern so I can tell you. So this is another Crazy Sock Lady design. Hers is a fingerless knit, but I just kept going up the top and Kitchenered the top of the mitten together. What are you doing? Is someone playing with the mouse? Tristan, put the mouse down. Go back to class. Go back to class. Now I can't read what I need to read because I'm trying to feel the mouse with my left hand and that's not the right hand. Ugh. Okay, put it down. Put it down. This is the Rainbow Connection fingerless mitt pattern. So I believe I was at that mitten last time you saw it. Thank you. Why not make it a family affair? Hi, Roland. What's up? Your hair is standing up funny. Don't do that. Say hi. This is a frequent problem in our house. Mice in separate places from computers. So Tristan loves to play tricks on the rest of us. Back to what I was talking about. So this Rainbow Connection mitt, that's what I have left for the second one. And I'm really loving this so far. I will say that I added some extra rows on this part just because, again, slip stitch fabric, shortened down this side, but not so much on this side. I think adding the extra 4 inches in the hand that I added beyond the fingerless mitt made it a little more exaggerated, the tightening of fabric, and I mentioned this last time, I know I did. I didn't want it to curve over the top of my fingers. So I did add in a few extra rows, you know. Yeah, just to turn around and go back, turn around, go back, and then go around again, basically. Now, I would do across the front, back, switch color, across the front, around. That's how I would do it. So that would add a few extra stitches on the front. So I can't wait to wear these. So there's the first one, that's finished. And then last night I pulled these back out and I was going gangbusters. So in about an hour, I did that much. I know, I was really impressed with how much I got done in not a lot of time. I was watching the show Atlantis. It's an old BBC period piece about, well, it's not a piece, period mini series about the Greeks. Tristan is coming out with his math book. So yeah, it's going good. It's going good. I'm gonna keep working on this. It's very addictive. Like 2 more rounds, 2 more rounds, 2 more rounds. So much fun. I also have these leftovers riding around in here. Wisteria Way and Close Encounters, and I would like to do something with them. I'm not really into the idea of Franken socks, you know, putting a bunch of self-stripings together for a pair, but it is fun to do the solid and the stripe together. So let me insert a little shop update right here. All right, let's check out what's new in the AdoreKnit Etsy shop. You've seen our cozy winter duck before, but we've added a few more forest friends. So first is this adorable raccoon or trash panda, if you prefer. And he's featured with a pine cone and great Christmassy colors. And then I love this fox with his knitted cowl on his tail. Isn't that cute? Look even closer. It's Feral. Oh, he just warms my heart. Reminds me of a Jan Brett book. The Gnomes Forest Creatures, Forest Friends bags, we've restocked those. I think we have 3 or 4 more in the shop now. And then this lovely little poodle. Those are metallic beads. This is one of my favorite new beads that we use in the shop. Santa, oh my God, I know him! Inspired by the single greatest Christmas movie of all time, Elf. So Buddy the Elf screams this out at one point during the show, and we just love his little elfy outfit. All right, so are you ready to be done with 2020? We are too. Everyone knows we make football-themed markers, but now we're adding in helmet-shaped ones. I know I'm not a proud Patriots fan this season. Harry Potter! We haven't had a new Harry Potter in a while, and these are our new books and brooms marker set. So check those out. And for the holiday weekend, everything in the shop is 25% off. Thanks for stopping by. And let me consult my associate. Is there anything you would like to add?
What are you doing?
Anything you need to say to the viewers?
No, I just need your help.
He needs my help. So I think I'm just going to say have a happy Thanksgiving. I will talk to you again soon. Hopefully.
You said happy Thanksgiving.
Have a happy.
Sound like happy.
Have a happy Thanksgiving. And I will talk to you again when it is another sunny day and the feeling moves me. Right? No. Take care. Bye.
What?
Write the numbers, circle the set with more.
What? Where does it say that?
Write the numbers, circle the set with more. So write how many are in this, write it in the box, and how many are in that, and then circle the one with more.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go check on the big guy. Oh, my messy kitchen. Hard at work.
Here we go.
Let's head upstairs and check on the biggest of the bigs. Up we go. He had a big project launch go live this week.
For a couple before Steve D can do that and I can validate it, then we.
Yes, Tris.
Guess what?
What?
What are you doing?
I'm walking.
Why do you have that video going?
Why not?
You just want to give the people a tour of the house.
Yeah, give them a sense of what it's like.
Because
This is our new couch.
like they've only been
It's exactly the same as the old one.
like they've only seen 3